Okay,
응답하라
응답하라
여친.
여친.
Go to the into the shit.
Back to the gang to the Jew. Jane. I'm so excited.
Yes. Why are we excited?
Because we have a special guest.
Yes. We've been trying to get her on for a while now, and we finally have her in studio. So welcome, Stephanie.
Yay.
Also better known as Tressuni
Yes.
on Instagram and TikTok.
Internet famous
Yes.
for Tressuni.
Yes.
Yeah. Woo, woo.
And I don't know how many friends, DM me like, oh, you know her. She's like, that's so cool.
I had someone say, wait, she lives in Seattle? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, homegirl is local. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I know her. I'm like, I know her too, bitch. Okay. I love your silent laugher. Do you know that you're a silent laugher?
Everyone always tells me that. But
Yeah.
I'm either silent or then it gets kind of intense and I kind of squeal a little bit towards the end.
Oh.
But it hasn't come to that yet.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Well, we're at our 100th episode.
Congratulations.
And we thought, what better way to start it off?
The stars aligned for this.
Pop the bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, will you do the honors?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. I
Yeah.
can try.
Ooh,
The
don't break
pressure.
anything. Don't
The
shake
pressure.
it. Can you handle it?
I don't really remember how to do this.
Well, you can. First, you gotta
Peel the foil.
peel.
Mhm.
It's like that episode where we talked about sex ed, the banana.
Yeah.
Sorry, just kidding.
Shout out to Sarah down at Ozhan
Okay.
who gifted us this bottle of
Yes.
bubbly.
I'm kind of nervous.
I know.
I
don't
think you
break
twist it first
anything.
and
yeah,
then
just twist
yeah,
it. Keep
Oh, I
twist
twist
it
it?
first.
I thought it was
uh-huh.
going to pop off.
No.
Twist
You twist
it and
open.
take the cage off.
Okay.
Look at us teaching the younger.
And then
like,
I think you just gently hold the cork and kind
Okay.
of
gently
Will it like hit the ceiling?
No.
gently
no,
pull
just
back
like-
and forth.
pull it like, yeah, just nudge it.
If someone is just listening
Maybe
to this,
maybe
oh,
point
we're
it.
instructing how to
point-
open champagne.
You don't want to pop it. So,
Are-
yeah.
I'm
Don't
very
we wanna
lost.
we should have
need some
given
help.
Here.
We should have given her a blade and then like cut it off. Didn't we try that
Woo!
once?
With the, what did they call it? Like saber?
Yeah, saber it off.
I've never done this either.
You
Really?
haven't done
Why haven't any of us
I've
done
watched.
it?
I've done it plenty. I
Whoa.
just
Okay, it's
one
coming
time-
out.
Is it?
Oh, like that.
You did it
There
like
you
the
go.
perfect way. It sounded the just right amount of pop.
We can actually put with the Sharpie on this cork today's date.
Ooh,
You know,
oh, that's
and-
smart.
Yeah.
And did you know when you pour, you do it sideways a little?
Yes, I have seen that. 감사합니다.
Two hands.
She
Hands.
received with 2 hands. Sign of a good 동생. Okay. 너도.
감사합니다.
Okay, so this is so exciting because we've been
Mhm.
talking about this forever. All right. Come
Cheers.
Cheers.
Congratulations on your 100. That's
Thank
actually a huge
you.
milestone.
I
I
think
know.
so, Jane.
Is
I
it-
know.
We've
It
been-
started out as an idea for
Mhm.
us. I mean, and we can talk about this, but there may come a time, Stephanie, when you feel that you're kind of tapped out of making videos. Ellen and I reached that point,
We were just talking about it this morning. Mm-hmm.
and we felt it was time to, do something that felt a little bit more fun and some place where we could just like put our thoughts. And every time we got together in person, we would talk for hours,
Yeah.
right? And Ellen was the one who pushed me to.
She
To
didn't
do
want to
this
do
with
it.
her.
Well, no. She didn't want to do it with like just anybody. And
I said if I'm gonna do it, I think it has to be with the right person, right fit. Can't feel like work or it
Right.
can't
That's
be
the big
another
thing.
thing that kind of burns you out
Yeah.
and drains you. So now we've had several guests and we're slowly but steadily growing
Mm-hmm.
in listenership, and we have a place now to
Yeah.
invite people
Yeah.
and
Is this not
share
how
their
you-
stories.
Is this not how you started?
We started at a different location. We were always with Blake, our producer, but we were at a
Woo-hoo,
different
Blake
studio
too.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is great because this is a space that NAS Studios opened through Seattle Restored, which is a
Oh.
program that helps creatives
Yeah.
So
in the
cool.
area. Yeah.
I did not even know about that.
Yeah.
Really cool.
So, we're so excited to have you on.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about like who you are, because I think people
Who are you?
yeah, they know your name, Tressuni, and they know you as somebody who makes a lot of humorous, relatable videos about Korean American life.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So tell us how you got started.
Yeah. It's funny. We were just talking about getting recognized in public,
Mhm.
and you just said, "Oh, people know you as Tressuni."
Yeah.
I actually don't even think people know the name because it's kind of weird. So when people have recognized me in public, it's always, "Are you on TikTok or are you on Instagram?" And
That's always a safe
yeah,
question, right? Yeah.
Because also people always ask me like, "How do you pronounce your handle?" Or yeah. So I started making content probably officially like 4 years ago, maybe three
Yeah,
3 years
can't
ago,
believe
I
it's
would
been
say.
that long. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It's
during the
crazy.
pandemic, a little after the pandemic?
No, it was after. It
Okay.
was like maybe 2023.
How did you get started? Like, what made you go?
I mean, I was a TikTok addict like everyone else during the pandemic. That's why I started following you. But I was working a corporate job. I was also making TikToks, but nothing as seriously as this.
It was an outlet.
It was
for
an
so many
outlet for all of
people.
us stuck at home. Watching a lot of people using the trending sounds.
Yeah.
So it was fun.
What did you do for your corporate job?
Yeah, I was in tech.
Oh,
For a long
you're
time.
a nerd.
Yes, exactly. Well, I want to be a nerd. My background is actually in advertising, which is kind of closely
Yeah.
related to what this
It's all
is.
connected. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, but then I kind of moved into tech in the later part of my corporate life, and I was at a startup.
Oh.
It was really intense environment,
Yeah.
and was super burnt out. There was some like personal family stuff, some health stuff, not of mine, but like of relatives. And yeah, it was that work aspect was super burnt out. I knew I liked making videos. I knew I liked editing. And
You
so
like
I
editing?
do. Oh yeah.
I hate editing so much.
I could get like sucked into it and I'll like forget.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
your editing is
I mean,
really good.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Oh
Ellen.
my.
Yeah.
Why did you say that so sexy?
I was trying to flirt with you a little bit.
I was like, oh, I got a little pulled in. Oh, okay.
Very sultry.
Thank you. That's my new vibe.
Yeah.
25.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Because
yeah.
a lot of your videos are like skits, right?
Yes.
And you're playing two different characters.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of editing involved in that.
Yes.
And I used to do a lot of videos like that too. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think
But you didn't like the editing.
Oh, I like the editing.
Oh, you like the editing?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate editing. I just record. I'm like, play. I don't care if it's messed up.
But you know what's funny? I actually envy creators more like you, Ellen, where it's more like personality or like venting or commentary.
Ranting.
It's herself.
Yeah,
right? Like
because I have never felt like that I had that much to say or comfortable enough to and that's actually something I'm like, maybe I should try to work on that a little bit. And I'm more comfortable in doing the skits and editing. But I watch so many people for just personality. And I think that's more fun in some ways.
Yeah, it's
So-
really hard.
Yeah.
That's
and
so funny
it's
you say
scary
that
to
because
show
I
up
was
like
thinking
that.
I want to be you.
Yeah, it's
Like
always
I want to do more skits and less of me. I'm like I'm
Yeah.
too open.
I think
need
that's
to close
the
it.
comic in you.
Yeah.
Right?
the grass is
Yeah.
always greener.
Yeah,
It
I think
truly
so.
is.
I think
Yeah.
so.
I was like, why didn't I do more skits? Why was I so me? Why couldn't I be less of me? That's what I think all the time.
I'm always more envious of creators like you, I think, because I'm more on this side.
Yeah, it's always what you don't. But can I just mention one thing?
Yeah.
Do you believe that life is coincidental, or do you believe in fate?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, when I ran into you in Korea, do you remember that?
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
I totally forgot about that. Yeah,
What
I
are
saw
the
you
chances?
and I ran to you. Yes.
Yeah.
You saw me first, right?
I did. With your
So,
friend. You were with your
we
friend.
were both in Korea.
Yeah,
Did
I
not
remember
know each
this.
other was in Korea.
Yeah.
We were literally in the middle of the fucking street nowhere. And this
Sungsu.
Yes.
Right? Sungsu-dong.
I
The shopping.
knew you were in Korea the same time, but I didn't mention it because again, it's like, what are the chances?
Right.
And you guys each have your,
did you say
separate
Ellen?
plans.
I don't even remember.
yeah.
I was so
All of a
excited.
sudden-
I ran up to you.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
And then I was like, huh? And then I just kept hitting her. Ah, what are you doing? It was crazy, right? I'm
It
like,
was
what
really
are the chances?
crazy.
we're in
Because I don't think you knew I was there.
I
And so, like, to see me, I didn't know you were there either.
Yeah, I don't
So-
think we knew of each other's. I knew you were traveling, but I didn't know where or what.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, what is it? I had a like out of body experience. I'm like, what is she
Yeah.
doing here? Especially like to be in Korea at the same time on the same goddamn street.
I know.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I was so out of sorts. I was like,
It was meant to be.
And then like I think your husband was with
Yeah,
you
yeah.
and your friend was with you, and she's like, oh my god, what's wrong with this lady? They're like, I was like, oh my god.
Oh, and it was my sister-in-law actually. And so while we were like going crazy, I was like, "She's on TikTok. You need to follow her."
I
My
was like, oh
sister-in-law
my
was
god, I can't believe
"Okay."
I'm meeting you, and I kept hitting her. I was like, poor thing, like probably.
Well,
Has all these-
I'm a hitter, so
yeah,
I
we're
received
both
it.
like, ah! It was so crazy. The person I can't remember who was with me. They were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, I don't think I'm okay. This is. I thought, wow,
Yeah,
we're
it was
connected.
weird.
We're connected for life.
It was
I think.
so weird,
Right?
Yeah,
The
it was.
chances
I
of that
know,
happening.
I know.
I think that's fate. I mean, I'm a big believer in like what's meant to be. You know, universe connecting people.
I'm a
And-
huge believer in
Mhm.
that.
And you're like so shy, and I was like, yeah, and I was shaking her like a rag doll, like, oh my god, what does this mean?
But didn't you get a video of it? I was
Yeah.
dying at the video. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I
Your
sent-
friend
I knew
recorded,
you forgot
right?
about it, and then I sent it to you a little, and you were just like, oh my god, this is
so
crazy.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just had to mention that because ever since then, I was like, it's destiny. We have to have her on the show,
Yes.
and obviously for the 100th episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it all comes back to here.
So what was the moment you realized or, thought I could do this? I could leave kind of the corporate world and
Oh.
run with this.
Definitely not. So I decided to quit my job because
Uh-huh.
I was burnt out, and I was like, I cannot be in this environment.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm gonna look for a job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, this environment's so intense that I don't know if I can update my resume, do interviews, like prep for interviews while working anyway. So I was like, I'm just gonna quit, take a break. And thankfully we were at a place where we could, because my husband works full time, and we didn't have any other huge commitment. So I was like, let me just take a 6-month break and then jump back into the job market.
Yeah.
And when I did that break, I was like, I'm gonna make so many videos because I'm already addicted to my phone,
Yeah.
watching content all day long
Yeah.
anyway. And so I kind of committed to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was in January of 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
then
you didn't have the plan to like, now I'm gonna do that. It was just more like, I'm taking a break, so I'm gonna have some fun.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
Ah.
I didn't have that kind of confidence to know that the audience would like my videos to that degree,
Uh-huh.
right? So like I jumped into it hoping, like a secret part of me hoped like, what if like this takes off and I could make it my full time? But of
Yeah.
course, definitely the confidence wasn't there.
Yeah.
But like my commitment, and like I was committed to making like 3 to 5 videos a week for like the next 6 months or the next 3 months at least, and then kind of see where it goes. And then I think like within the first month or two, one of my videos or two of my videos had gone viral.
Yeah.
And so
Do you
that was
remember what
my-
it was
yeah,
about?
which one was it?
It was really early. The first one was like, I think it was about how in Korea people use small towels.
Oh.
And I made like a funny, using like a trendy sound.
Oh.
Like I made like a funny skit about like the towels being so small there
Uh-huh.
and being Korean American.
Yeah.
Going to Korea and then being given a small towel is weird.
Uh-huh.
And actually what's funny is when I first started making videos, I did not make Korean American type of
Oh,
skits.
really?
I literally did like any type of video, like
Uh-huh.
vlogs or like funny little jokes about
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, and then you
Um,
found
And
kind
I
of the
made
thing.
one about Korean parents doing the
Oh,
sound.
yeah.
Yeah, and that
Mm.
one got like 5,000 views
Mhm.
or something like that. And I was like, and this is when I was getting like 200 views every video.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, oh my gosh, 5,000? Like I could make Korean American content all day long. Like, this
Yeah.
is like what we grew up on. And
Yeah.
so I just like made a list of different ideas. And so I kind of went all in on
Mhm.
the Korean American. That's kind of when like things started to go really viral.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like I'll just continue.
Uh-huh.
And I think like 6 to 8 months in, I had like my first brand deal, which was not a big one, but that's
Yeah.
when it was like the first time like money came
Someone's
in.
paying
Wow.
you.
So I was like, okay, it's not much, but
Yeah.
maybe if I keep at it, it
What
could
was it?
grow.
Which brand was it?
It was We.
Oh yeah, the
Asian
grocery.
grocery delivery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. First, I thought you said weed, and I was like, "Wow, that's yeah, not what I thought was your brand."
Yeah.
Nice.
No, it was we. It'd been cool if it was weed. It was
Very
Asian
Seattle.
grocery store, air groceries delivery,
Mhm.
which was very like niche, part of my
Yes.
niche. And so I think that around that time which was originally like a Chinese, I believe they were more focused on Chinese brands and Chinese foods, and they were
Mm.
starting to branch out to Korean brands and
Oh,
Korean foods.
yes.
So they were
Perfect
like, oh,
time.
perfect. Like, yeah, we can work with you. So yeah, that's kind of when that was like around August or ish, I
Mhm.
think, July, August. So that was like 6, 7 months into
Yes.
my break. And my husband and I sat down, had a chat. He was like, well, clearly, like, you really like this. Like, do you want to keep going? I think by that point I had grown maybe like 50K
Mhm.
followers on Instagram and like 20K on TikTok or something like
Yeah.
that. I was also doing YouTube shorts
Uh-huh.
just to see. So I kind of started all three at once, which
That's
is good.
Wow.
yeah.
Which now is like so beneficial because I see a lot of I think Jane, you mentioned it. You were like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
good that you started all three."
Right.
I just did TikTok, and like
Yeah.
sometimes it's kind of annoying to like. But since I started all three at the same time with nothing, it's
Yeah.
kind of nice now, just to have that since I've been doing it from the
Mhm.
beginning.
And they all grew at the same time.
They grew at the
and
same
yeah.
time.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
so smart.
I did Instagram like retroactively almost like reactively because
Yeah.
so much of my content was like getting out there and I never wanted to be public on Instagram because I
Right.
was
like
like
you know too
TikTok's
many
the
real
place.
people.
Yeah.
That's how I
Right.
feel.
And then I just eventually had to, like for brand deals
Right.
and all that. But
Yeah.
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 And then we probably met sometime in 2023 then, right? Like late
I think
summer,
so.
fall.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, right when I think you had decided or
I think yeah.
yeah, you had decided that this is what you're going to do right now.
Yep.
Yeah. And are you still like full-time content creating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think by the end of that first year, I mean, I think my gross income was like 30K,
Mhm.
which honestly
Nice.
I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but for me, it was like,
For me, that's a lot.
For not working like
for
your
me, that was
corporate
like
job.
life
For
changing.
me,
Yeah.
I make coffee money. No brands reach out to me with the content I make. So that sounds like money to me.
I mean, that's exactly how I sounded too. So I was like, I'm sticking
Yeah.
to this.
Yeah.
And so that's when I had committed to like,
Okay.
okay, I
Nice.
can do this. And so it's been almost 3 years now.
That is
And do you feel
crazy.
just as passionate? You don't feel like
Mhm.
you're burning out at all or a little bit tiresome? Where are you
Yeah.
at?
Yeah, I think I went through a slump like last year.
Mhm.
So it was like a year and a half into it. I think it was actually because I love making Korean American content and it's
Mhm.
so fun and I can talk about like culture identity and like how we grew up, the goods, the bads, like
Yeah.
all day or even make jokes about it. But I think there was a point where I was like, I am Korean American, but that's not all of me.
Mhm.
Like
Yep,
I'm also
that's very real.
yeah, like I'm also a girl and like
Yeah.
I relate to other girl things that black girls relate to, that white girls
Mhm.
relate to,
Yeah.
that brown girls relate to. Like I'm also in my 30s.
Yeah.
I don't have
Mhm.
kids.
Yeah.
And I can like speak to or relate to a lot of the content out there that's about that. I mean, like we talk about like beauty standards as women.
Mhm.
Like there's just so many aspects that I was like, I feel like I have more to give,
Mhm.
but I feel like my audience really only wants me for like Korean American content
Mhm.
or
Like
like
you were pigeonholed. Yeah.
yeah, and so I think that's when I was feeling really burnt out because
Mhm.
I felt very pressured to keep
Mhm.
doing that, and then yeah, and actually like I think the thing that brought me out of the slump is that like I started to try different types
Yeah.
of videos just for fun, like
Mhm.
keeping it majority still Korean American
Yeah.
content and comedy, but like being open. And granted, I can't say that a lot of those videos did well or anywhere close to some of my usual content, but it was like it kind of reignited like my
Nice.
excitement for
Yeah.
it, so it helped, and that's kind of sustained me through now, which was like so I'm better now
Yeah.
from the slump last year.
Yeah.
But it was real. Like I was just on my couch, like banging my head for like ideas of more Korean American
Yeah.
stuff. And there's so many things you can talk about,
Mhm.
but sometimes it just gets old, even for
Yeah.
me. Like
No, I feel that.
yeah,
It's like you might have an idea, but maybe like 2 days later you're like, "Eh,"
yeah,
or you know what I mean? You kind
right,
of get in your head.
yeah,
And there's something to be said about just that creative outpouring when there is no pressure.
Yeah.
And which is kind of the reason why we are very slow with this podcast. You know, because we want.
What do you
no,
mean? What do you mean?
Because I don't want to like impede our
Yeah.
flow
Yeah.
with.
It's very natural.
Yeah.
We don't push ourselves.
It's not. This is not a revenue
That didn't
stream.
sound
I
right
will
either.
say
We don't push
we don't wanna push
ourselves.
ourselves. No, you know, I think I know, and we've talked about this, but that point of fatigue and burnout.
Yeah.
Once you're commissioned or once you're paid to make
Yes.
content is
Yeah.
very hard, because even though you've done it many times and made that viral video, it's hard to identify like what is it that makes it just go, right?
Yeah.
And there's something to be said about the fact that this is like authentically myself, and it came out of, a creative spark. And yeah, it's sometimes you have it, and like I think it's totally natural to go through seasons of like, like I don't know, let me figure this out.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite type of video that you like to do?
Skits are my favorite.
Yeah.
Like I think
Aw.
I am the best. Like in terms of my capabilities, I am the
Yeah.
best at that.
Yeah.
I'm most comfortable making skits. I also learned like through content creation that I really like writing. Like it's
Mhm.
really fun when I
Nice.
sketch out my skits or write out ideas.
Yeah.
I actually feel, I was telling my friend this the other day, I actually feel like my favorite part of the whole process is the writing and the editing. So if I was like a billionaire and I
Yeah.
could just hire actors, like I probably would be
Right.
more of a producer side
Yeah.
versus on
Wow.
camera. Like I really enjoy being on
Mhm.
camera, but it's definitely like at the bottom. Like shooting
Oh.
days are like most draining days for me, and then like
Mm,
editing and
yeah.
like brainstorming days or
Yeah.
Do you
times I
shoot it
that
all by
feel-
yourself, or do you get help?
I do. I do
Oh.
everything by myself.
What do you shoot
Wow.
on?
Back and forth, like
Mm.
days where I feel like the content's fine just using a phone, I'll use
Mhm.
my phone, but days where I'm feeling like more motivated or I feel like the skit deserves a little bit more quality,
Yeah.
I do have a nice camera that I use.
Mhm.
So I do that all by myself, but I did hire an editor last year for my YouTube long form,
Okay.
because long form editing takes like 16 hours
I'm
minimum.
sure.
Okay, so there
Yeah.
is a part of you that's like, okay, that's too much.
It wouldn't be, but I cannot do that and shoot
Yeah.
3
Mhm.
shorts every week. Like
Yeah.
that's when I was like, oh my god, and like I could, but then I'm just not happy with what I'm putting out there.
Mm.
So that's when I was like, I need to get help so that I could have time to shoot more content
Yeah.
for my short form.
Yeah.
And my like YouTube long form channel is still pretty small, but like it's really fun for me because I really do like the
Mhm.
shooting of that and the editing and concepting of it.
Yeah.
So that's helped a lot. Getting
And
the
what
editor
kind
help.
of content is the long form?
I do. I'm still like exploring.
Mhm.
I do a lot of food content.
Okay.
So I'll share a lot about
Oh.
Korean food
Yeah.
or trying Korean food. I do a lot of like random cooking content.
Mhm.
People
Nice.
really like to watch my reactions. I'm very
Mhm.
like animated when it comes to like dramatic moments.
Yeah.
And so when I'm cooking and I fail, like people think it's so funny. So I like I did a couple series on YouTube that have done well where I try cooking like different cultures' foods.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
What was like
Yeah.
a fail and what was a success?
I cooked chicken biryani, which
Uh-huh.
is an Indian dish,
Yeah.
and it was an epic fail. And
Why?
the video
Where
did
you
really
go
well.
wrong?
Oh, I didn't use enough saffron or turmeric.
Okay.
And so do you guys know the dish chicken
Yeah.
biryani?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like very colorful and like
Yes.
beautiful. It came
Kinda
out like
paella.
it was like a naked chicken on naked white
Oh.
rice with like white gravy.
Like it was made by a white person.
It was just like people were like,
Where's
oh,
the seasoning?
yeah.
A white person would have loved it.
But I will say it tasted
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Because I did follow a very detailed recipe.
Uh-huh.
I just think I messed up somewhere along the way.
Maybe it was the recipe and not you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
that's why.
You know?
Blame it on the whoever
Yeah.
wrote that.
Yeokshi, my unmies.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm exploring, but
Yeah.
there's been some videos that have done well, some other types of videos that haven't done as well. So
Mhm.
long form's been interesting for me.
Yeah.
What does
yeah.
your mom think of?
Yes, I'm curious
Yeah,
about that.
you're
Oh my
putting on
gosh.
those
For
wigs.
your
and-
relatives.
My
yeah.
mom is such a bandwagoner. She's like, she's a huge bandwagoner. Meaning, when
she
I
didn't
first
like
started,
it when you first.
I was like, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell
Mhm.
any of my friends I started this page.
Yeah.
I might have told my sisters, but I told my
Yeah.
mom.
How many sisters do you have?
I have one sister,
Okay.
biological, and then I
Okay.
have a cousin sister that my parents raised.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
her parents are alive and well in
Mhm.
Korea, but then they wanted her to have an American
Here.
education, which is
Yeah.
a really common story. I feel
Yeah,
like, for
it is.
immigrants.
It
So
is.
she came and lived with us, but like the
Okay.
three of us are basically sisters.
I love that. Yeah.
And we're really close.
In
I don't know if I
age
told
too,
them.
or
Very close in
Oh, I
age.
love
My
that.
sister, biological sister, and I
Uh-huh.
are 1 year apart,
oh my gosh.
and my cousin slides in the middle.
Okay.
between
Whoa,
us. So we're
that's-
wow,
like
you're the same
triplets.
age.
Dang,
Yeah.
It's like wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're fought a lot, but
Uh-huh.
we're really close
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Like, what
Yeah.
is the secret to being close to your sisters?
Fighting a lot.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
You should feel happy.
No, I didn't fight like that with my sister.
No, I was
Oh,
talking about
really?
your kids.
Oh, with
Our
my
kids.
kids. Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
your
they'll
kids
be.
don't fight.
No, they
do
fight all the
fight.
time.
Oh, okay. I was like,
But
I
it'll grow into
We'll see.
no,
We'll
we
see.
were crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think when you're
hated them.
close.
Until when?
College.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard
that's
some
real.
siblings start in high school. No, we hated each other in high school too. But in college and until now, we're like the best of friends.
That's
Aw,
incredible.
That's all you can
Okay.
ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna be really shocked if you were gonna say both of your kids don't fight. I was like, wow.
No, they fight like cats and dogs. Like,
Yeah.
and they're both there's like yeah, they know how to do that Korean
get
dig.
under-
yeah.
Under.
Oh,
each other's
I was.
skin
Oh,
and
my sisters.
provoke.
I say we fought. They're
Mhm.
like, we didn't fight. She bullied us.
Oh,
you
you
bullied them?
were
Oh,
the
you were the
bully?
oldest? Are you the
Yeah.
oldest of the
I'm the
three?
oldest.
Okay.
They're like, you were a
Oh.
bully. You're like manipulative, which honestly I can't deny.
Yeah.
It's kinda
Give
true.
us an example. How did you manipulate?
Oh gosh, like so you know the classic like I can wear all of their clothes
Oh.
anytime I want. If they touch mine,
Yeah.
it's the
Then
end of
no.
the world. Like
no.
my sister, I'm the oldest, so I got
Yeah.
my driver's license first.
Yeah.
Like sometimes my parents work full time, like they're
Mhm.
small business owners, classic immigrants. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it'd be nice if I could give a ride. I'm like, I'm not giving you a ride. Like it was like life and death if she wanted
my
a
God,
ride.
so
So
you
like,
you guys
like
are, I
the-
think the age makes a difference. The
Totally.
age, like I'm
Oh, the
like
gap.
5 and almost 8 years older than my siblings.
yeah, that
and
helps.
you can't really do that because you had to be like kind of a maternal
right.
figure, and I almost like kind of rebelled after like I moved out. I'm like,
I
I'm
see.
done with that. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go live my own life now. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
but I think
no,
if you're
I was not
like
maternal.
closer in age, you're
No.
just like you squabble.
Yeah,
then,
and there was
yeah.
always that sense of if my mom was like, "You're the, the Korean, thing, like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
the oldest, like you,
언니가
you,
양보해야지.
you share, like you
Mhm.
do this,
Uh-huh.
like blah blah." I'm like, "Excuse me," she's
like,
like,
barely a
she's
year.
taller
Yeah.
than me, she's bigger than I am. Like
Yeah.
what, So there was always
Your
that.
sistership was like that show, Reply 1988. You related to the
Oh,
sisters.
I related so hard to 19.
Yeah, because there actually
Yeah.
was an episode there about the clothes.
I
where
related
she
so
wore the clothes.
hard.
Yeah, I
she
know
wasn't
that
supposed
scene is
to.
deeply triggering for me.
Yeah.
But also deeply triggering for my sister. I mean, what can I say, right? We
Yeah.
each see what we see there.
Yeah.
So they your two sisters, are they like your biggest supporters?
Support. We're so close. It's the point where like we're not sweet to each
Yeah,
other. It's like
okay.
really awkward to say like I love
Yeah.
you or I miss you. I don't.
But they're
Ah.
proud.
But I'll say that to
I'm
my
sure.
close friends. I'll be like, I love you. Oh my god, I miss
Friends
you.
are different.
I cannot. It's like I would barf
I
if
know.
I have to say that to my sisters.
know.
But I'm way
I feel
closer
that.
to my sisters.
Okay.
I've told them they know things about me that like nobody else knows.
Mhm.
So in that sense, like yes, they are my biggest supporters. I can't say they like watch and interact with all of my videos,
Yeah.
but they'll give me the realest feedback.
Mhm.
They'll if I need like if I really feel insecure about a video,
Yeah.
I think more than my friends I would reach out to them. Be like, can you go watch it? Like maybe it's not a good one, or
Yeah.
do you guys think that's like kind of weird to say that? Or
Mhm.
they're my sounding board for
Oh,
sure.
that's good.
Them and probably my husband. Yeah.
So going back to your mom,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, my mom.
bandwagoner. Yeah.
Oh, but I'm also really close to my mom.
Uh-huh.
Aw.
And I told her, I was like, I made this page. You should go. You should follow me. I'm gonna start making videos.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll follow the page when I feel like it's worth following.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
savage.
I was like, excuse me? I didn't tell anybody except you. And she was like, in Korean, she was like, 아니 뭐 볼 게 있으면 팔로우할게. 뭐 내가 지금 뭐 해야 돼? Like,
Uh-huh.
I was like, are you serious? And now she's
Now
like my
she's-
biggest fan. She always calls me. She's like, that video, I think it'd be funny if you did this. Or like, maybe next one you can wear this. And I was like, You're such a
funny.
bandwagoner.
Yeah.
If I didn't grow up following, you would not even
Right,
care. She's
right.
a bandwagon. She's a
So-
big fan.
One of my favorite series is the collab that you do with Gina. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's the two, like how Korean Ajummas buy,
The bragging
right?
one.
Who is
Yeah.
that inspired by?
So I met Gina. I think we DM'd. She was coming to Seattle. We had coffee, and while I was chatting with her, I could just tell immediately she would kill it as
Mhm.
Ajumma.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could kill it as Ajumma. So I was like, oh my gosh, we have to both be Ajummas. But I didn't really think of a skit idea.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just like, it'd be so funny if we both dressed up as Ajummas and like
Yeah.
talked or something.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, either I was watching a show or trying to brainstorm like what we could do as Ajummas before I even brought it up to her. And I was like, what's like a classic thing that Ajummas do other than like making food for their kid,
Yeah.
those things. But I was like,
Ajummas, I mean, how do we define? We've talked about Ajummas before
Yeah.
on this podcast, but middle-aged women,
Right.
Korean women. Yeah.
right. And it just came to me of like, I mean, I when I
The
think of
subtle.
Korean Ajummas, I
Yeah.
really do think of like competitiveness.
Yes. One-upping each other.
It didn't even. It
One-upping
didn't.
each other,
Yeah,
yeah.
it didn't even take like multiple. I don't know, research or anything for that to
Yeah.
come to me. I was like, what do I think of when I think of Korean Ajummas that me and Gina could do?
Yeah.
It was like competitiveness, one-upping each other, and
Mhm.
especially like. It's weird. It's not even like using yourself. It's like using your husband, your kids,
Yes.
your money. Like that's how you
Yes.
one up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I brought it up to her. I was like, oh, I want to do a skit with you where we're both Ajummas and we're trying to like one up each other or but like subtle.
Yeah.
Like we don't want to brag like, oh look, like this isn't it amazing. It's
Yeah.
more like, oh, like it's so annoying. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
that's how
what
the
a
kid.
second-hand way to
burden.
do
Ugh,
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're like
Because it's tacky if you do it direct.
right.
But if you do it secondhand, then it's like you're not really bragging.
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I grew up in a Korean church.
Mhm.
So
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
Totally.
Boundless inspiration.
one of the top comments in the first video was like, I'm sorry, why is my Korean church on my TikTok page?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like, or
Yeah.
no, why is my Korean church cafeteria on my TikTok
So
page?
Korean church rooted. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
All of this, like, yeah. I mean, to a T, the church ladies growing up
Yeah.
talking at lunch and
Yeah.
just like, and I hated being a pawn
Yep.
in that. Like, do not bring me up.
The kids are
Do
always
not,
pawns.
Yeah.
make me, a little puppet
Yep.
to perform.
Yep.
And my mom still has so many stories of, and I find it fascinating that these ajummas stay friends forever.
Yeah.
Decades. I'm like, you're
Why?
still friends with her? Like,
Ugh.
why?
I
Right?
hated that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it's not even at like my mom's level. It's there too, but I even see it with like my grandmother's level. She's 85 or 6
Wow.
now,
Mhm.
and like even at that level, I mean, these ladies like some of them need to start stopping to drive soon, and they're
Uh-huh.
still doing
They're
it.
still
you
doing
know?
Wow.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's just like a part of them, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we have that at our generation? I don't.
I haven't seen it in like Gen X friends or
Mhm.
even like my millennial mom.
You have Gen X friends?
or Gen X onnies that I see
Okay.
at church. I have
Okay,
never
okay.
seen it.
Yeah.
happen.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe you will feel differently.
Well, then again, you and
Mhm.
I told you that this is like my first Korean.
I'm your first Korean
Friendship.
ajumma
Yeah.
friend.
Remember the other day we were
So
like, wait,
special.
we're ajumas.
Uh-huh.
And we were like looking at this one person and we're like, oh, she's like an ajumma. And they were like, wait, she's our age. We're like, are we ajumas?
I was talking about someone and I said, I met somebody and she's like, Korean ajumma. I
Yeah.
show Ellen a picture and she's like, wait, Jane, she's our age.
You know, I have
Humbling
thought
moment.
about like when I put those Korean Ajumma videos out, I have thought about how potentially Gen X or Gen Alpha might not find this relatable because the mothers are not even
Right.
just the fact that they're like a lot of Americanized moms, but I
Yeah.
think even the immigrant moms that still
Yes.
speak Korean or are very
Right.
Koreanized, like there's still a little bit of difference than
Right.
the moms like millennials and you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
isn't that
Yeah.
fascinating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
It'll
pretty sure it would
evolve.
stop where
Yeah.
that humor is like, that's not that funny. I can't relate to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
At some point.
But I mean, it's funny
But
right
it's
now.
peak right
Yeah,
now.
It's peak
Yeah.
right now. And
Ride that wave. Do
you know,
you?
it translates across different cultures, especially like different immigrant cultures and different
that was
Asian
the other
American
fascinating thing
cultures.
because so another thing when I was pitching that skit to Gina, I was like, and Gina kind of left all the creative freedom to me. She was like, "Yeah, I'll do whatever. Like, I'm ready to
Yeah.
be a crazy ajumma on
Yeah.
screen." And I was like, "Do you think we should speak English? Because a lot my audience is English speaking."
Yeah. No,
So I
I
was
think
like,
they
"But
like
that,"
hearing the
I
Korean.
was like, and I was nervous that if it was just a full Korean skit, like the punch, or for non-Korean speakers. It just might not be that funny, or having to read the subtitles just might not be that interesting. But I was like, let's be real. If
Yeah.
we did this skit in English with like a Korean accent, that's not
No.
how Korean
Right.
ajummas
No.
talk. That's
Yeah.
like
I'm
so
glad you
far
made that
from the
call,
truth.
yeah.
Right.
Because
right.
I've seen a lot of skits people who act as Korean moms or something, and they use a lot of English.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of Korean moms that do with the accent,
Yeah.
but not when they talk to other ajummas.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like when they
Yeah.
talk to their kids,
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah.
And my mom and I speak English, right?
Yeah.
But with her ajumma friends, Korean.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, we have to honor that. So we just did it. And I was so shocked to see so many other cultures like in the comments being like, wait, what? This sounds like exactly like my Egyptian mom.
Yeah, totally.
I was like, what? That's so not what I had expected. That was really shocking.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What did your mom think about those skits?
Oh, she loved it.
She's
dying.
like,
Yeah.
that's me.
Yeah.
She was just like, and she's like, how do you do that so well? How do you act like that? And
Yeah.
she's even shocked at like her own daughter
Uh-huh.
looking and acting and sounding like that.
Did you always have like a performance streak in you?
I don't know. Like, I mean, yes, in the sense of the very Korean thing of where adults make you sing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like happy to sing for
Oh,
my
wow.
family. Oh yeah, I was
Did
like
you
no
do
shame.
the church concerts and like?
No, a little bit, but not
Okay.
as active. I actually didn't grow up super active in church. I was like, we went, but like I wouldn't say I was super involved in like youth group or anything like that. But I did, and in school I did band, and
Yeah.
but like
Okay.
it's not like I was
What did you play?
performing flute.
Okay, I played.
My
the
son's
clarinet.
learning the flute.
Oh really?
He opted that as a Christmas gift for himself.
Oh,
He's
does
so
he like
weird.
it?
Yeah. None of
love
us know how to play it, so
Yeah.
we're like, you do you, and then
That's
he
so
like
funny.
gets an online class.
Oh my gosh, an online class to
Yeah.
learn it.
And it literally we just do it to keep him busy.
Yeah.
What a
That's
different
good.
story than mine. My mom made me do it.
Oh, he chose.
Wow.
I was like, why? Where did he get this idea? Did he see
Yeah.
Andre 3000 go make a flute album and
Probably.
decide? He goes, no, he just was like, I'm gonna do the flute.
That's
He
so
woke up one day, he
cool.
goes, I think I want to do the flute. I was like, this kid is so out there. But so now he does the flute and
That's
piano.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, even the moms are different now. You don't force your kids to play the
we
piano
do.
or
Well, I do force the piano.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing. I'm like, I don't care, but you're
Yeah.
gonna play piano and you're gonna go to Korean school.
Yeah, they'll be
Rites
like,
of passage.
Oh, why do I have to learn piano? Because for your brain. I don't even care if you don't play. You don't.
Exactly.
I genuinely don't even care if they never can play a song in their adulthood.
It's foundational.
Me, I can't
Yeah.
play, but
I
was
just want
in
their
it.
brain
Yeah.
occupied while it's developing.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm like, it's science.
I recently saw a video like on TikTok or Reels that was like, "Oh, moms didn't know we're going back to school in our 40s," and I was like,
Mhm.
"Yep, that's my life right now.
Wait,
Where
why?
I'm doing everything again in my 40s. Like I had to relearn how to play piano so I could help my kids practice. Right?
Oh,
I
and
had
then
to
you have
do,
to
like-
relearn math and
I'm
stuff for
relearning math
homework.
right now in a totally different way.
Whoa.
You know what, though?
Relearning Korean, like
Yeah, when they do
grammar and
Korean
like learning why
school.
and yeah.
No, just be like me. Like, this is what my husband says. So I was giving them a hard time about it. They're like, why do we have to learn piano? I'm like, because you just have to do it. And my husband's classically trained pianist, right? So he went to state for piano, whatever he goes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he's like, hey, listen, kids, your mom wants you to do piano because she can. that I was like, what the fuck? Like, are we what?
'Cause
he
she
goes,
can't.
he goes, yeah, see, mom is kind of a failure. She look at how sad. I was like, hold up, excuse me. And he goes,
What a
I'm just
fascinating
saying.
argument.
I'm like, yeah, I'm the, like when you're growing up, you had the bad kid. Do you want to be like that
Yeah,
kid?
yeah,
Doing
yeah.
drugs in
Yeah.
the back of the parking lot. I'm like
You're
that kid
kid.
to my children. You don't want to end up like mom. That's what he said. My husband said, you don't want to end up like your mom. I was like, excuse me. He goes, you know what I mean. Unhappy.
What do you mean?
Because she can't play the piano. I was like, I live with this man. I was like, next
Wait.
time before you
Yeah.
run those little lectures, you're gonna have to run it by me. He goes, they know what I mean. That I'm a fail. This is why our house is never bored. We're our own show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how I brought this up being like, you guys are different. And you're like, no, we're the same. We're the exact
Yeah.
same.
Different but the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, between you and I've never felt any kind of competition. We have a very nurturing
Yeah.
relationship, and I
Mhm.
think I love that about us. However, with other Korean women, well, this is like goes way back to college. I stopped having Korean women friends because they were like, I had one sit me down and be like, you can't be friends with my friend because I've known her for however many years. I was like, the fuck? Like, it was like a Korean drama. It was like
Mhm.
she's sitting, instead of like the mother-in-law or the sitting you down giving you money, like,
yeah.
It was a
떨어져.
Mhm.
random Korean girl.
There's a random Korean girl, and she was mad that I was getting in the way of her friendship that was that she had known this girl through church for like when they were like preschoolers or whatever. I'm like, the fuck? Like, I was getting a sit down and getting the cutout. Like,
yeah.
you can't sit with us. And I was like,
so weird.
and so then I went to my other friend and I was like, you need to check your bitch, because like she came at me and she goes, oh yeah, she's just like that, and then and would not actually like say anything else about it.
Mhm.
So I was like, wait, are you not gonna address this? Like, your friend sat me down and gave me the guidelines on how our friendship should be.
Mhm.
And she was like, that's just how she is. There's always like that head bitch of the group, if there's a
Uh-huh.
group. And I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm a lone wolf. I can't do this little click shit. I dipped.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
since the dipping of Korean women, you're like my first. Yeah. And there's no, I think we have a very, like, it's how it should be, nurturing, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
like it's very, I think it helps that I'm a little older than you.
Mhm.
Like, for some reason, I do think it comes up more when women are the same age.
Or if your
Mm.
kids are the same age,
Yeah.
like that's real.
The school competition shit is real too. Yeah. Ooh.
I've
Yeah.
seen, like, I feel like, again, I don't have too many peers with kids like older than 5 yet, I think, but I've seen the pressure still alive on
Yeah.
kids, like, that I felt as an Asian kid, even if their parents are like super westernized still. I've seen that where like
Yeah.
that performance pressure is still
Yeah.
there in terms of like academics or school sometimes. But I haven't seen that toxicity that I see a lot of times in the ajumas that I grew up around. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't
know.
have that, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. I
Does
think
it exist though?
It definitely
it
exists.
definitely exists.
Oh,
I think
okay.
we have more tools that we can access. We have like social media, right? And funny videos that we can share and
Yeah.
relate. And I think we have more mirrors, like
I see.
Oh, that's
like
a good
letting
way.
us
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
to kind of see,
Yeah.
right? And
see.
and think like, okay,
Even
we
in
can do better,
Korea.
or like we can recognize the toxic
Yeah,
behavior.
somebody made
Yeah.
a skit of one of the ajumas that are
Mm.
living in the rich area. Like, you're this ajuma in Gangnam if you do this and this,
Yeah.
and
I
then it
see.
blew up,
Uh-huh.
and all the ajumas were embarrassed, and they wouldn't like leave their house in that outfit
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh, I did
my
hear about
gosh.
Yeah,
that.
right?
I
You're
heard
like,
about that.
oh my God,
The
that's
Montclair.
The
Yeah.
Techidong?
Montclair? Yeah.
Techidong
Oh, yeah, yeah. And they were like ditching their goyard bags.
real. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Well, to wrap up, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Maybe less, like 3 years. I feel like social media, like timeline is condensed.
Yeah, this might be really simple of me to say, but I mean, hopefully, like, still making content, still making like a sustainable income from it.
Mhm.
And I'd like to see, just like me exploring more long form.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that aspect of content. I love short form. I'm addicted to short form like everyone else, but I don't know. I think there's something special about long form videos that feel sometimes more like
Yeah.
a movie or a long vlog
Yeah.
or just the closeness that
Mhm.
ties into it. I'd like to see that flourish. So
Mhm.
honestly, like if I'm still making content and
Mhm.
still enjoying it and making an income from it, like I'd be so
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Well, we'll
That's
be here to
perfect.
cheer you on.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank
Always.
you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thanks for having me. Happy 100.
Thank you.